Hey everybody, you're watching Cadroll Hunter. I have a box of quarters. We could find silver, we could find color, we could find King Charles III. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is James and you're watching my channel Cadroll Hunter. We are doing a quarter hunt today. We're trying to fill some spots in our beautiful Lighthouse Vista quarter album. We'll take a look at the album later. There are some spaces we need to fill, but right now it looks like they're only the really tough ones and some silver. But we've got 2,000 quarters to get through, so let's just dig in and see what we can find. Very first roll, we're going to get our first colorized coin. It's a 2006 breast cancer research. It's losing a little bit of its color, been worn off there, and it's a little grungy, but we're going to put it on the board. That's our first find. It is color. We'd love to find lots more. I always stack up my quarters as I go along, and I finish that roll, and I've got 40 quarters all ready to go, but we have that one colorized one on the board, which means that this roll was heavy. It had one extra quarter, so we're ahead of the game. I don't know if that's going to hold through this whole box, but we're up 25 cents. And that's cool. And there's a 2017 Stanley Cup. I didn't bring that one to your attention when I found it, but that's a cool coin to find for sure. Second roll, we've got a 1971. It is lightly circulated. You can see it's actually looking pretty good. I don't think it's going to upgrade our album, but we're looking for silver coins. Silver in Canada was made up until 1968. 68 was a transitional year. Some of the quarters are going to be 50% silver and some will be nickel, like this 1971 is nickel. You can check it with a magnet when you find a 68. So we're finding a few older ones. There's another one from the 70s here. So it makes me think we've got a possibility of finding some silver in the rolls. That is the hope, of course, whenever we get quarters. Roll number 3 is going to give us our second colorized quarter. This one is a 2004 color poppy. Looks to be in still pretty good shape. That's a nice one. Roll number 6, we've got our first provincial quarter of the hunt. It's a pretty nice looking Manitoba. These are from 1992. There are provincial and territorial quarters from all of the 12 provinces and territories at the time. There are 13 now with Nunavut, but that's from Manitoba. Pretty nice looking quarter. We'll put that aside with our 2 color finds. Roll 7, here's a 2000 Millennium coin. In 1999 and 2000, they minted a different coin each month. So over those 2 years, 24 different quarters were minted. They didn't actually have the caribou for circulation. So you could get them in sets, but not in regular circulation. And so that is a cool one to find. It's in pretty decent shape. I'll set that aside, a 2000 celebration. Just a few coins back, there's one of the ones from 1999. Again, also in pretty decent shape. A lot of these were held by collectors. Banks gave them out in special little folders. So we often find these in pretty good shape as people eventually get rid of them and put them back into circulation. Roll number 8 has another one of these Millennium quarters. This is the 2000 creativity. There is one you want to look for on this one. It's one with the P composition mark. It's very low mint if you can find it. This is not it. This one isn't, I think, worth keeping. I've got some nicer ones than this, but I always check the 2000 to see if there's a P composition mark on the obverse by the Queen, because that one I have not yet found, and they might be out there. The very next coin is actually a pretty nice looking one here, and it's an older one, and I suspect it's probably a 1973, and it is. As I flip it over, it's the RCMP. This is another commemorative that people held on to and would have kept in their collection. This is the small bust, the common variety. A couple things we're looking at are the beads are further from the rim. The large bust, the beads are right up tucked against the rim. And this has lots of hair detail here, which the large bust doesn't have. Those are things, easy giveaways. But I'm going to hold on to this one. This one is pretty nice. Something interesting happening on the reverse here with the finish. It almost looks like there's a bit of a matte finish for part of the coin, but interesting, some pretty good shape. Same roll is going to have our first American of the hunt. This one here, I'll flip it over. It's a 1989. Roll number 9, we're going to have another nice looking commemorative. It's from 2008. This one is the Olympic one, and it is a person with skis doing some kind of aerobatic ski exercises. Not exactly my forte. And I also saw we're going to have another US quarterback here. And what are we going to have this time? This one, it's a P mint mark and is damaged. And it's going to be an Oklahoma State quarter from 2008. Well, I just opened up roll number 10. We're still up a quarter, but we're going to need it because check this out. We have a nickel in here, and there's also something that is pretty dark. Whenever I see an edge like this, it can either be a very dirty coin. Sometimes it can be older tarnished silver. Usually it's just dirty, but we'll check out that one first. We'll see what we're dealing with. And it is just a 1978, so just a very dirty coin. And then let's see what we're dealing with over here. We got to find, oh, and I think I see a little spot of color. We might as well take a look at that. Well, that's cool. It's a 2009 Cindy Clausen, and you'll see the date on the front here too, 2006. That's when she won her slew of gold medals. So she's a Canadian Olympic hero. So that's a cool one to find in there. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking to find that nickel that's hiding out in our quarters. And it is, there it is right there. Slippery little guy. It's actually a 1991, and that's actually a low mint nickel. So we're not looking necessarily for nickels in this hunt, but we'll set that aside because it's not just going to get rolled back and sent back. It's not in great shape, but that is a low mint 1991 nickel. That's pretty cool. And I didn't see it, but you might have seen it, but we had another colorized quarter in here. It is another 2006, looks to be in pretty decent shape. I'll put that on the board, and I'll have to see if there's anything else in here because we've got lots of interesting things in this roll already. Some nice looking coins. There's a pretty beautiful 2006 Bravery. That's a nice one for sure. Not one I often find in good shape. But it's got the ring of death on the back, and you can see it's actually pretty circulated. So that's going to go back, but I'll take a look and I'll bring you in if I find anything else cool in here. Well, we're going to at least have 3 colorized quarters in here because there's another 2006. Again, the color enamel is starting to wear off, as we might find. Are there any more still yet in here? Roll number 12 has another Millennium commemorative you want to be on the lookout for. This one here is the 2000 Pride. In and of itself, it's not a valuable coin, but there is a rotated die that you can find. This is not it. This flips the way it should. You'll want to check and see if you flip it over that way sideways and it's sideways or upside down, then you know you found a good one. This one, it's just going back. But I did see a couple of coins back. There's a beautiful shiny 22, but there's a nice looking 2006. That one there, again, colorized. The enamel is starting to come off. I think we're going to just see that more and more as these just circulate. They're so plentiful. And then a really worn 2011, really weird. Same roll, a really nice looking 2009 men's hockey. This is the non-color version. The color version, that maple leaf in the background is red. That's a beautiful one to find too. Roll 15, there's another good 2000 commemorative. It's the Health. Roll 17 is one of these cheap plastic rollers. They don't often work well. You can see they often have to be taped so that people can put them together and put them back in the box. The one thing I do like about them, though, is that you can see what you've got. We've got a US sender. There's probably, I think, at least 4 Americans in here. Might not be anything interesting, but I always check them when I get them to see if you can see silver edges. We don't see silver edge here. But, and when I do fill this back up and send it back to the bank, I'm probably going to have to tape it up again myself so that it doesn't spill out everywhere. So the first American in here is a 2021. It's the Washington crossing the Delaware, which means that we can check for that die chip, the really significant one on the top of his hat. We don't have it. That would have been really cool. I see that one all the time. It's one that I'd like to get, but I don't have. And yeah, I think there might be some other variations, maybe something to do with his hand. But we don't have the one that's really significant and obvious and sought after here. The next one is a 2020 Salt River Bay, which means we can check to see if it is the low mintage West Point, and it's not. This one is from Denver. And just rounding out that roll, a couple of state quarters from 2000, a Virginia and a South Carolina. Roll number 18 has a 5 written on the side of it. I don't know what that signifies. There could be something cool in here, who knows? Or it could mean nothing at all, because we've just got some regular circulated quarters in here. I just flipped this coin over in roll number 19 to discover we got another colorized coin. This is the War of 1812 Laura Secord. We'll flip it over, and this is from 2013. They made them in both 2012 and 2013. So that is our 6th color of the hunt so far. And actually, that's going to make 7. We've got 4 of the 2006s. We've got 3 others here. Same roll. It's got a couple scratches on it, but we've got a low mint 1983. That's a semi-key date in Canadian quarters. So we'll put that aside. That is a great find. And we found earlier in this roll a 1969, our oldest one of the hunt. It is nickel. It's not silver at all, so it's just going to go back. But we got a semi-key date. That's pretty cool. Well, roll number 23 is going to have a whole bunch of US, and some of them look like they're newer edges, so there might be an opportunity for us to find a W quarter. That would be cool. And it's not unusual to find lots of American quarters here in Canada. They circulate pretty freely, and when people accumulate them, they don't really know what else to do except to deposit them at the bank. So anyway, I'll take them. Maybe there'll be something cool. Well, here's one I don't actually have yet. This is the 2022 Nina Otero Warren. So that's really cool here. And I'll flip it over, and that is the Philadelphia. That's pretty awesome. We also had a Salt River Bay, but not the W. Next up is a 2016 Harper's Ferry, and there are lots of DDOs to find on here, or sorry, DDRs, I should say, doubling around the windows here, and some dive rides with chips on the roofs and things like that. I don't see any of them here, but that's cool. This one is the Philadelphia. I'm not sure which of the mints had all of the varieties, but cool to see some interesting US coins I don't often see here. Well, this roll has given me lots of things that I don't have. There's the Anime Wong that I haven't found yet, and there's another new one right behind it. Let's see what this is. This is the Philadelphia, and right behind it is, could we have this? This is the Nina Otero Warren again. Is it maybe the Denver? No, it's the Philadelphia as well. Roll 27 is going to give us our second colorized Cindy Clausen with that bright red maple leaf. Roll number 27, and I don't think I've actually ever had this happen before, but I just flipped over this coin. We got our third colorized Cindy Clausen. That is really crazy. And I think they all look like they're circulated, which is strange, unless somebody had them in their collection. If we find any more, then I might start to think that somebody dumped these from a collection and put them in the rolls and took them to the bank. We'll see. Same roll, and there's the nicest 1979 I've seen in a long while. Beautiful. Still going in that roll, and a really brilliant red poppy from 2008. Roll 30 is going to have another 2009, and it looks gorgeous. I don't know if it's going to be another Cindy Clausen or color. It is the Cindy Clausen non-color, and just look at that. Just a beautiful coin. Roll 31 is our 6th 2006 pink ribbon, but this is our nicest by far. That's a beauty. Same roll, more color, and this one looks pretty nice. It's a 2011 Legendary Nature. It's the Orca. I'll flip them over so we can see them right side up. That is a beauty. Roll 38 is going to give us our 8th 2006 pink ribbon, and it's also our 16th colorized coin. We're doing pretty well in this box. It looks like we'll get over 20 if things hold up. Roll number 40, there's another colorized War of 1812. This was DeSalaberry. That's pretty cool. Roll number 44, I was just thinking that this box is doing pretty well. We've got lots of color. I've got a couple more 2004s that I didn't even show you because we're getting tons of color here. And I didn't know how much better this box could get, but it just got really good. You have to see this. Check it out. I just saw this coin here, pretty nice condition. I flipped it over, and you won't believe it. 1991. That is the key date of modern Canadian quarters. I found one before. It's got the slightest bit of the Ring of Death on there, but that's minted at just $459,000. A 1991 low mint Canadian quarter in mostly good condition. A little tiny bit of the Ring of Death, but that's the key date, and we found it coin roll hunting a box of Canadian quarters. Awesome. Roll 48, there's a really nice looking 1985. We'll see if that possibly might upgrade in the album. Roll 49, there's a really nice Alberta 1992 provincial commemorative. Beautiful. So we're getting down to the end of it. We are in roll 50. We're going to at least have a couple more foreign coins, some Americans to add to our stack of Americans. We got a 1990, and then it looks like we got a 1965 here. So just 1 year off silver. If we got anything else, I'll bring you back in. Otherwise, we're going to take a little bit of a recap of all the awesome finds we got today. So that was an awesome hunt, and we got tons of stuff to talk about here. I'll try to be quick about it. We ended up getting 25 American coins, including some of the new designs that I hadn't yet seen here in Canada. So that's really cool. We got 2 each of these, but they were all the Philadelphia Mint. We got a nickel in one of those rolls, and it was actually a low mint 1991. So that's really crazy cool. We did really well for colorized quarters. We ended up getting 22 altogether. We got 7 of the 2004 red poppies. We got 8 of the 2006 pink ribbons. We got 1 of the 2008 poppy. We got 3 really nice Cindy Clausen colorized. Very cool. We got that Orca, and we got a couple of the War of 1812. And then a bunch of other coins that I set aside here. A pretty nice looking 1973. We found other 1973s, but this was the nicest one. It's the small bust, of course. A really nice 75. We'll check against the album. Same thing with that 79. We got a low mint 1983. That's cool. We got this really nice 85. Again, we'll check. And I picked out some of the nicest commemoratives that we found there. I'll check them against the album and see if any are pristine and worth keeping. If they're not, I'll send them back. And I did grab one really nice looking 2022 that I might hold on to for a bit. We were hoping to find King Charles III. I haven't found a quarter yet. That's what I was really hoping for. But we found something way, way better. I actually can't believe it. But we found, again, a 1991 low mint quarter. Just 459,000 minted. It's in really nice condition. Look at that. Just beautiful. I didn't think I'd find another one in circulation, and we did. The crazy thing is that we've already found it, and we've got that in our album, so we don't even need that. It's not going to fill a spot in the album. I don't think we're actually going to fill any spots, but I'll take a quick peek, and I'll be right back and let you know where we stand. So here's our Lighthouse Vista album. We have 148 out of 171 spots filled. 6 of those spots that we have filled are in the silver years, but you can see we have lots of spots to fill. That's what we really want to do, is get some more silver in this. But we did make progress today. We actually did replace that 1985, was much nicer than the one that was in there. So that's really good. We made progress. As I said earlier, what we couldn't do is fill the slot for the key date because we already found one coin roll hunting. So this is the second 1991 that we found, which is really wicked. The one we found earlier is just in beautiful condition. The one we found today, it's actually really nice, but it's got that little bit of a scratch. So it's not going to upgrade what we have in here. And nothing else that we found here is going to fill a spot in the album or upgrade. I'll again look through and see if there's anything that I'd care to keep. The ones that are in the best shape, I'll roll up all my US, and I've got a friend who collects all my US coins, and he trades them to me for the silver that he finds coin roll hunting. So that's really cool. So I really hope that you enjoyed that video, coin roll hunting Canadian quarters. And every once in a while, we do really, really well. We found that key date. That is awesome. So thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate your comments, your likes, your thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you got this far in the video, just hit that button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you'll know when my videos are coming out. I have new videos coming out all the time, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time. The sponsors of today's video are Lighthouse Canada and the Charlton Press. Lighthouse Canada is the leading supplier of high-quality numismatic supplies in Canada, and the Charlton Press is the leading publisher of coin and paper money catalogs and price guides for Canadian collectors. Go check out their online stores today and use the exclusive discount code CRH20 for 20% off all your purchases.